Welcome to Save Our Sleep. Tizzie and the Save Our Sleep team believe it's every child's right to receive comfort, a parent's right to demonstrate love, and everyone's right to a full night of sleep. This podcast is not a medical or scientific volume, but a collection of tried and tested solutions and tips based on my many years of experience with babies and young children. Its main purpose is to help parents understand and avoid sleep problems in young babies and toddlers.
We'd like to recognise the Wadawurrung people who are the traditional owners of this region, which Tizzie and myself live and are recording today's podcast on. We acknowledge and respect that they have taken care of this land and water and raised children in this nation for over an extraordinary 70,000 years. The Save Our Sleep podcast is dedicated to helping you prevent and solve sleep problems while having some fun along the way. We endeavour to discuss all things family related, starting from pre-conception all the way through to an adult child leaving home and beyond. Some topics may be triggering. If you find this is the case, please reach out to your or your child's health nurse or general practitioner.
Well, good morning or good afternoon or hello everybody, and welcome to the Save Our Sleep podcast.
G'day.
15 and a half.
Hi everyone.
It's not our normal podcast. Has anybody noticed that I've had a baby? So, only joking. So this morning you were talking with, or this afternoon, because this comes out in the afternoon. Yes. This afternoon, if you're listening in the afternoon or whenever you're listening, you are talking with Tizzie Hall, author of Save Our Sleep. Zoe Starr,
hello,
mummy,
mum of three.
officially mummy of three. The third one is now out. Meet. I don't really want to show them to you. If you're on, you can go to YouTube and you can have a look.
If you're on YouTube.
No, I don't want to show him because I don't
Mars.
want him to wake up because it's sleep time.
Yes.
So if I take him up and share him to everybody, will I move the mic? Can everybody see him if you're looking on YouTube?
Yeah,
Will
look
we
at
show
the baby
him?
and
Look.
not the milk
Quick.
stain on my top.
If you're looking on YouTube, you can see baby Lars wrapped in a Save Our Sleep
He wasn't crossing.
dyed blanket. And in the middle of us, we have Monica from
Pliē, Australia.
Australia. And Monica is one of the Save Our Sleep mums, and we thought it would be really good each season if we invited a Save Our Sleep mum who believes that the Save Our Sleep routines has helped them fulfill one of their dreams. So Monica has some support wear, as in maternity or pregnancy support wear, which and Monica will explain it all a bit better, but I want to tell you my little story behind it and why I think it's such a good thing to have. And the reason why we are having different mums on is because sometimes you have a baby and I don't know what Monica's case is, but you have a baby and you want to find something that you can do from home. And if your baby's in a good routine, you can work from home. So my story is, many moons ago, in one of my pregnancies, I'm pretty sure I was pregnant with Killian, I was in absolute agony. I was at an expo and I was in agony, and I was walking around in absolute agony. And a lady came up to me. In fact, Zoe, she was the lady, I can't think what her name is, which is really bad, but she was the lady who had the tummy tubs.
Oh, wow.
So we bathed baby Lars in a tummy tub in my house a few weeks ago.
Instagram,
and I would love to be able to stock them again, but we had to stop selling them because they didn't travel in the mail. So we had too many break.
And for those listening, it's like a bucket-shaped bath. So it's really like going back in the womb, and it's clear and you can see your baby and they feel, it's
name?
gorgeous.
Was it Rita or... wasn't Rita, but she had a name, I'm sure, starting with an R. Anyhow, I will find it and tell you who she was. And I went up and I was talking to her and I told her I was sore, and she said to me, you have to put on one of these belly bands. And I was like, oh, it won't work. And she made me put on a belly band, and it was just an elastic belly band. And I honestly can say within 20 seconds, my pain was gone. It was like it lifted my bump up and my pain was gone, and I absolutely loved it. And then at other expos, I found recovery shorts, different versions of recovery shorts. Loved them. They were great, but I never felt too comfortable. I allow people will see that we sell them on our second-hand page, and people might wonder, why are they on the second-hand page? So Save Our Sleep has a pre-loved second-hand page, and people would notice that often they come up for sale on there. And people might say, why does Tizzie allow these to be sold in there? Well, the reason is that a lovely Irish lady invented these particular, or I don't know if she invented them, but she brought them to Australia anyhow, these particular shorts. And I loved them and I swore by them. And I wore them, the recovery shorts, after my Caesars, and they worked wonders. But my little issue is they're so expensive.
Right.
And I always feel really bad telling parents, I use this, you must have this. This is a must-have for your body or your babies or whatever.
Yeah.
But hold on, the price tag is XXX. Now, in some situations, it is really worth it. But in other situations, it's out of a lot of people's price range. So that's why I allow people to sell them secondhand.
They don't lose
because
their
I
integrity.
believe in them totally. And it means that they're not that expensive. But anyway, so now we have discovered that we have a Save Our Sleep mum, Monica, who has her own pregnancy, after pregnancy and before pregnancy support products.
Yes.
But before we go into the product, I want to know how you discovered Save Our Sleep. Tell us your story.
So hello everyone. My name is Monica, and my best friend actually tell me about Save Our Sleep. At that time, we are pregnant together. We were pregnant together, and then she already did the routine with the Save Our Sleep for her first kid, and then with the second one with mine together. So we start the journey together. That's amazing.
Oh, that's so beautiful. How lucky.
Yeah, and we support each other. We like calling each night, each morning.
And is she in Australia as well?
She's in Australia as well.
And you're in Sydney based?
Sydney based, yes. And we talk about the routine, we talk about the bedding, everything, the temperature, and yes, pretty much everything.
Wow.
Perfect, good. And when did you start your this product? When did that come about? How did you, because did you bring it in from another country? How did you discover Pliē?
Oh yeah, so I discovered Pliē with my second kids. I went to Indonesia, and then it's like heavy, like 30 something week, and then I cannot find everything that support me well when I heavily pregnant. Then I found my friend told me about Pliē, this one for maternity leggings. Then I tried that one. Before I try this product, like if I walk for 2 hours, it gives me really bad back pain. And after I try this product, like, I can freely walking whole day. This is amazing product. So I love it. Then but I cannot find in Australia. That's why. So
fantastic.
I look around this product.
And how long ago did that all begin?
It began when my second gets born. So 2020.
Okay, and so you did
First
that
of
with a newborn and a toddler.
Yes.
And you brought a product into Australia that's doing fantastically.
Yep.
Wow, that's amazing. Well done. Yeah.
Thank you.
So what is the product? So you've got leggings.
So we have maternity leggings. This one is maternity shorts. And then after that, we have like panty. This is maternity.
Well, I've got them on as well because I've got the hernia, but I can't show you because I'm holding a baby.
That's a good thing.
But I am wearing them for my hernia. So for those who don't know, I have had lots of surgery. I've had lots of C-sections. I've had, how many pregnancies have I had? 18?
Too many.
I've had 18 pregnancies. I've had a lot of C-sections. I've only brought home, well, not only, I'm so lucky. It's fantastic. I've managed to bring 3 boys home from hospital who were cooked long enough to come home. But a couple of years ago, just before COVID in 2019, I got very, very ill. I now realise I'd been ill for 29 years and I didn't know. And I got very, very ill. And I ended up, they couldn't work out what was wrong. I was sepsis, so I had an infection and I had very high temperatures. And they decided to put a camera in to work out what was wrong. And what a lot of people don't know is, and we were talking about this, I think, in one of our other podcasts, or maybe we weren't, Zoe, but what a lot of people don't know is that a woman has a part of her body called the pouch. It's either the pouch of Douglas or the Douglas pouch. It's behind the uterus. And people don't know about it. I didn't know about it. And that's why so many women get pregnant, don't know they're pregnant, and the baby grows in this pouch of Douglas. And they don't know that they're pregnant. And the baby grows and grows and grows in there. And then suddenly a little bump comes out the front and they find out they're pregnant either when they're in labour or when they're like 6 or 7 months pregnant. People are like, how's that possible? Well, it's possible because of this special pouch that women have that we don't know about. It's like a gap that's got nothing in there. And I have now found out that my bowel was ruptured and it was opening. And my poo, for want of a better word, was, I feel weird talking about poo, but it was going into the pouch of Douglas and then it was causing abscesses. And they were getting bigger and bigger. And this had gone on for 29 years. So they put a camera in, they discovered this, and they were like, oh, we've got to rip her open. And they basically cut me the whole way. I don't even know what you'd call it, like from my chest. Like, you can't believe it. Like, the cut I have was unbelievable. And it's caused me to have a massive hernia. And I'm not getting the hernia fixed because I'm not in pain from the hernia, but it is uncomfortable. And the hernia is so big, it doesn't need to be fixed. So with hernias, a hernia, I believe, and I could be wrong, is where you've got a little hole and your bowel pokes out through the hole. And if a tiny bit of bowel pokes out, it can twist. And if it twists, it can be life-threatening. But when you've got a big hernia and a massive bit of bowel goes out, it's not going to twist because it's too big. So it's not a problem. But your shorts I wear every day, and they like push the hernia in. They hold it in place. And I feel naked without them. So
you get very used to them. Yeah,
it's
for sure.
brilliant.
Yep.
You know?
I think we cut you off on the different products that you've got.
Yes.
You were starting to go through the different types of shapewear that you have.
The one that I know about is the pregnancy one, the first one. Then after that, the postpartum one, which is the shapewear that you hold everything else.
Yeah. And you've got shorts and leggings.
Short and leggings.
Yes.
Yep.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And for body as well, for vests.
Okay. Yes.
Or tops.
Okay. Yeah. Fantastic. Yep. Yeah. Excellent.
Have you got, so you've got tops as well, did you say?
Yes, I have vests. It's like vests.
Like a vest.
What's that for? What's that used for?
The same things support your back as well.
Yeah.
And then if someone have like top back pain, it can relieve the back pain as well.
So do you use it when you're pregnant or you use it
After.
And what about breastfeeding? Does it cover your boobs or?
Breastfeeding, we have breastfeeding bra as well.
Fantastic. Yeah. Excellent.
Yeah, it's really soft and comfortable, the material.
Yeah, and what type of price is the product? That's what people always want to know.
Yes, of
So
course.
what's your pricing like?
So this one is $95.
So the shorts.
The short one is $95. And also the postpartum one is also the same, $95.
Okay. Yep.
But for the legging is higher price, is $135 for the maternity leggings.
Which are 100% worth it. And can I say what I love about them? Because
So were you wearing them or did you find them too big?
Yeah, no. Well, I'm not sure. So for me, I didn't need the support. I didn't have a sore body or a sore back. And I think that I might have over-exaggerated on how much weight I'd put on during the pregnancy. So I might have got the larger size. It didn't seem hard to get on. So Tizzie would say to me, it's taking me 10 minutes to get mine on. And I'm going, zoop, up they go.
I can't get them on.
But I tell you what, so I didn't need them for support for pain or anything like that. But I really, really love my pregnant body or a pregnant body, and I loved, and anyone watching the podcast or on YouTube would see I'm often wearing tight fitting dresses, and if I wore normal underwear
Your
or
pregnant body's
any
gone.
sort of, I know it has disappeared.
She doesn't
It's
even
just
know
come
she
off
was
like
pregnant.
So just any sort of underwear, pregnancy underwear, I just looked yuck. And my belly looked like my partner and I called it a beer belly. It didn't look like a pregnant belly. It looked like a beer belly. It was not attractive. And you'd see seams and you'd feel seams. And so what I love about your product is it's seamless. And so it not only feels super comfortable, but if I wore it underneath a tight-fitting dress, it just changed my body and it smoothed it and it looked so beautiful. And I must put a photo up on Instagram. Yeah. I'm waiting for more followers, so can you all get on Zoe Star Mum things before I do that? But so that's what I really love about the product. So comfortable, but it really makes you look It changes your body shape.
How do you know what size to buy?
Talk to us about sizes.
So we measure the hips measurement or their sizing previous pregnancy. So if they use size 10, so probably size M in our product.
Okay, and all of that's on the website, isn't
Yep,
it, when you go
yep,
and
correct.
order? Yeah. What's the website address?
pliēaustralia.com.au.
Fantastic, nice and easy.
And do we have a code for our clients?
Oh, yes.
We give them a code. We had a code, didn't we?
Discount code.
Yes,
Yeah. Why not?
it's Tizzie 10, I believe, for 10% off.
Tizzie, Tizzie, 10.
Yep.
There
Oh,
you
and then
go.
it's even cheaper. Yeah.
Yes.
We
So
don't
there you
normally
go,
do
10%
codes,
off.
but
No.
we thought it would be a good way to track.
Yeah.
A good way to track who's watching the podcast. Now, what was I going to ask you? So you were saying, so off subject of your recovery shorts and so on, but things that interest me. You were saying you're from Indonesia. So where's your parents?
In Indonesia.
So after this podcast, so we did season 1. So this is going to interest a lot of people. So we did season 1 and we did episode 1 to 15. Yes, is that right?
Yes.
And then this is going to be like a little bit of 15.5 or something.
Yeah.
Because,
Which
and
we
then we're
wanna
going to
do
go
some
on
more
to,
of.
so on next Sunday, we're going to have season 2. And I'm going to be talking to Zoe Zabo, who is from the support
Kylie
group.
Zabo.
Kylie Zabo. I better get the names right. I'm going to be talking to Kylie Zabo.
Yes.
Yes.
Nice.
Yes. Anyway, and one of the things I want to talk about is how different women in other cultures are treated after having babies to how they're treated here. And so that's, the next series of podcasts, I really want to talk about not just, I'm going to do a reader's topic, which will cover different subjects, but I want to talk about women and how we're treated. Now, in Ireland, women are treated very differently after they have a baby. And you must feel cheated because I think in Indonesia, do they do the 40-day confinement?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh,
So
tell us
could you
about that.
explain that to
Yeah,
us?
this
Because
is
we're really
interesting.
interested.
Yeah.
I love it.
So,
I'm making my neighbour do it. She has a baby, and guess what it's called?
what?
She, in the podcast, I kept calling Lars, Ben, and Benno. I keep telling everybody I'm a witch, right? And I kept dreaming that I was holding Zoe's baby like this, and he was called Benno, right? And I kept telling Zoe I was going to call him Benno. Now, my neighbour didn't see the podcasts. She's fantastic, great neighbour. Didn't see the podcast. She runs a veterinary clinic, and it's great because we talk about business. She never. She told me that she told me a name that she would like to call her child, but it was a funny name, and she was never going to call her child that. And she's called him Benno, and it's like I had the wrong baby, right name, wrong baby. But I keep telling her she has to do the 40-day confinement. I love the idea of it. I've been to Singapore and done so many talks there. I know Indonesia is different. So now, please tell us how it's done in Indonesia and how it's done for people like you living in Melbourne who feel cheated because you're not in Indonesia. Okay, over to you.
Wow. Yeah. So in Indonesia, usually the family hire one one older woman to take care of the baby, everything from day 1 to day 40, and then the mother is just probably just feeding the baby and do their own things because everything is taken care of. And then not wash the hair for 40 days, not going out, not even wear everything warm enough to protect the body as well. So that's for 40 days, and you eat something very healthy with only the chicken and the
she
soup.
cooks, older lady cooks for you?
Yes, correct. So
the
she's
older lady
prepare everything.
minds the baby,
Yep.
brings the baby to you. So does the older lady mind the baby 24 hours a day?
Yes, correct.
And she cooks all your soups and stuff for you?
Yes.
Yes? And she cooks, because I'm on a website called Stork's Nest or something, and I see them talking about helpers and stuff, and they talk about how their Singaporean helper is cooking them Western food, and they're upset because they want Singaporean food, which would be similar, I think, I could be wrong, to Indonesian food. And so then mum isn't allowed to wash her hair.
Yes.
It's amazing. Is that to keep the father away? Like, does she sleep in the same bed as the husband or not?
I think so. Yeah, we
Yeah.
can sleep.
Yep.
Wow.
And
is that across all
all
yeah, what's the word? A poorer family, would they do that as well, or
No, so probably no for the
but the
low
poorer
economic
family would live
they might have a nana
in
or
but a poor family in Indonesia would live in a house with
Yes.
multi-generations.
Yes, correct.
So
they
they
can
would
help.
have the old lady, the grandmother there to mind the baby,
Yes,
and they'd have the
correct.
sister to mind the baby.
Yeah.
And they wouldn't cook for themselves because they live the way we should live. Humans
Yeah,
are
with
supposed
all
to
the
live in
family.
packs.
Yes.
We're supposed to live together. Like, we're not supposed to live by ourselves. It's not natural.
Yep.
You know, now we have a husband, a wife, and a baby. And there's too many hormones, and it's not natural. And we're supposed to live with multiple women and multiple men, you know, in a culture where, not necessarily in the same house, but I mean like where your neighbour brings you food and you mind your neighbour's kids and your neighbours mind your kids. Like, so even though they might not hire, a poorer family might not hire an older lady, they'd have
probably
the support
someone there.
Yeah.
So
More
then,
support than what we get in
if you're in
Australia.
Sydney, if you're in Sydney, so you're in Sydney, yeah?
Yep.
So then you're in Sydney and you do this. Can you do it? Is it supported? Did you manage to do this or not?
With your routine?
Did you
No,
do
no.
a 40 day?
Could you do the
okay.
40-day confinement in Sydney?
No, of course not. So with my first kids, my mom went to Australia for 4 weeks.
Yes.
Okay.
So yeah, she helped me with everything, with the cook and with the baby. So yeah, I'll bit relaxed for that. But after that, I'm alone.
Yeah.
And then COVID. Did you have a baby in COVID?
So my first one in 2018, so before COVID.
Yes.
So, but yeah, it's when my mom went home, it's like, oh, this is disaster. I should do everything alone. Cooking, take care of the baby, and I don't have routine at that time.
Yep.
And then, I cannot sleep.
Oh, no.
So then you got the routine?
Yes, after that.
Yeah.
So I start the routine in 4 weeks time. When my mom went home to Indonesia, then I start the routine and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Makes
it
a
took me
difference.
like 2 weeks to getting on the routine.
Yep.
And then 4 weeks time, I already can self-settling for my first one.
Fantastic.
So what did you do with the self-settling? Did you hear about the bedding before?
Yep.
So you had all the correct bedding?
Yes, correct.
Is it getting too hot in here?
Yeah.
So you had all the correct bedding?
Yes,
Yes.
I had the correct bedding actually since the first time
Yep.
because I already prepare everything.
Oh, well done.
But I cannot.
So how
start the
did you
routine.
hear about the bedding?
From my friend as well. And your group is really important and it's really helping the
Okay,
Facebook group.
good.
So
Yeah,
I
support
read
group.
everything in the group and in the books.
Fantastic.
I read the books. I put the
Highlighter,
notes on the schedule on the wall.
Yes. Yeah. I love
Temperature,
that. Yeah.
everything.
Yeah, fantastic.
And so how did the self-settling go?
It's not bad actually. So the first time I try,
So can I ask, did you do the routine first for a few days
I
and
do the
then you did the
routine-
settling?
I do the routine like 2 weeks.
Yep.
And then I try the self-settling, but it doesn't work. Didn't work that time.
Yep.
Then I try another 2 weeks as well, and then start the self-settling at the 4 week after
Okay.
routine.
So baby would have been about 8 weeks old at that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Correct.
Fantastic. Yep. And how long did it take for?
For self-settling,
Yeah.
it's really quick.
Yes.
For the first night, actually, it's like he's cried like 40 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the next day, it's only 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Day 3, 5 minutes. Day 4, 0.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
That's
Good.
amazing.
Nice feeling, isn't it?
And it's because it's really hard with the, we were saying originally, follow the routine from day one. Prevention's better than a cure. But this little guy's kind of proved that because Zoe didn't have the easiest of births, and we'll go into that at another point. Yeah. So nothing worked out too well. And then the other thing, which I'm sure Zoe's already shared on her Zoe Star
Mum things.
things, that Zoe got COVID in hospital or we don't know if she got COVID in hospital, but was tested positive while in hospital.
Yes.
And then Lars came out of hospital with Zoe, and then a week later, Lars had COVID. So, of course, things weren't perfect from day one.
Yep.
And we're a bit confused because then we're going, well, maybe the routine isn't exactly what Zoe wants to do at this point, because Zoe wants to do the routine.
I want to do it.
Yes,
it's Lars that does
I
it.
corrected that. Zoe wants to do the routine, but because they've been off to a tricky start,
Yep.
it's not working perfectly. But then you see, my question is, so not Lars, baby's in, like your baby, who hasn't done the routine for 8 weeks, and then you start doing the routine, and you just said that your baby cried for 40 minutes and then cried for... Well, if you don't do the routine, I think the crying in the 24... Not don't do the routine. When you're teaching a baby a routine and you're teaching them to self-settle, especially when their nana or granny or whoever she is has gone back to Indonesia, and now they're at home and she's no longer there to hold them and pat them and rock them, and you need sleep, and you need, because you're not in this society where you have all these other people looking after you, so at the end of the day you need to be able to put the baby down, you need to be able to cook your own dinner, you need to be able to sleep, you need to be able to function. So you are going to put baby down, and baby is maybe going to cry for 40 minutes. Well, if you didn't do that, the baby's going to cry for more.
Yes.
Like, I'm obsessed with watching these babies on Instagram, and there's a few that I follow, and they're crying more and more and more. And one of these mums I reached out to and said ages ago, do you want to come and stay and I'll help you? And she's like, oh no, I couldn't do Save Our Sleep. And I'm thinking, what are you talking about? Like, your baby is crying all day, every day. Like,
instead of 40 minutes for one day and 15 minutes for another, and then that's it.
And then that's
There's
it.
another day when my baby, like around 6 week-ish, he's crying all the time, like the whole day. And I don't know what happened with him. And like, it's almost like 2 hours he's kept crying. Like, it's might as well I put him in routine and then teach him self-settling for 40 minutes. Then I can get 0 crying after that.
Oh, so before he cried all day, before the routine.
Yeah, before the
routine. You see, that's what it's like. Like, before these routines, the babies, it's really hard. And as a new mum, it's really hard because you don't know why they're crying. And when you have them in the routine and then they do cry, you know there's something wrong.
Yes, correct.
You know?
That's right.
So now, is there anything else you would like to tell us about your product that you have forgotten to tell us? Or
we haven't asked about.
Or are you going to be at different shows? So you were just at the expo. Which expo were you at?
Pregnancy and Baby Expo in Melbourne.
In Melbourne?
So yeah, the next expo will be in Sydney.
So when's that?
It's One Fine Baby in August.
So everybody can, in Sydney, if you're in Sydney, you can come along and meet Monica at One Fine Baby.
And then there will be another expo as well in Sydney in September with pregnancy baby children as well. And then a bit busy this schedule. And then I'll be back to Melbourne October.
But you have you have a Instagram page?
Yes.
So people could go to your Instagram page, find out where you're going to be, because it would be good to come and try on the short. Like, can they try them on? How does it work?
Yes. We have fitting room, and we have we can help to measure as well. So you can try, you can fit in there as well. So
if we take a look at the clock, it's, I don't know if anyone's looking on YouTube. If you take a look at the clock, it is 10:54. So maybe Zoe's non-routine baby wants to be a routine baby because he's due a feed at 11.
And he's starting to squeak.
So, and he's starting to say, I am interested in a feed. So, is there anything else we need to know about the product? Or
yes, as Zoe mentioned, our product is seamless. That's the...
Oh, where's it made?
Seamless.
Polyamide, the material, but it's breathable. And we have hydrophilic treatment that makes the fabric is really breathable.
Wow.
I know what I want to ask you. I'm not very fit. I have got 2 things going on. 1, I've had major bowel surgery. 2, I've got 3 things going on. 2, I've had 18 pregnancies. 3, I'm in perimenopause. And no one wants to be in perimenopause. And you are so unfit. And it's not the easiest for me to do all the young fit things like jump into the toilet and whatever. But anyway, I noticed when I went to put your shorts on, I thought there was a hole in them. I thought they were faulty. And I was like, oh, because you'd sent me a gift of a pair to try, and because I told you I was wearing a different brand. And I'm like, oh, there's a hole in my shorts. And then I noticed another, and then I thought, maybe it's for going to the toilet. Can you tell us about the hole?
Yes, so the hole is because it's high-waisted, right? And if we go to toilet, it's like pull them out or pull them down. It's really
tricky.
And for me, it takes 10 minutes,
Yeah, and then, they put the hole so we can use it to the toilet. You can use your two hands in the front and in the back.
Okay, yes.
Open it with your two hands, and then you're free good to go toilet.
So a bit like when you're in swimmers.
Yeah.
Did you notice the hole?
No.
How have you not noticed?
What are they only in the short? Are they obviously not in the leggings?
Yeah, not in leggings.
No.
Not for the pregnancy one.
Yeah, there's a hole. Are they? Is this the shorts?
No, this one the pregnancy one as well.
So these don't have the holes, no?
Yep, I have it outside.
Okay, never mind. But it's funny because I was like, oh, there's a hole in them. They're broken. They're faulty. And then I'm like, hold on a minute. Maybe this is for like swimming togs when you pull swimming togs to the side. I'm not quite sure how it would work. And of course, because I'm a workaholic, like I say to Nathan, I need to go to the toilet. And then an hour later, I need to go to the toilet. And I'm still sitting at the desk. And 3 hours later, I still have me to the toilet. And then I'm like, I need the toilet. And I run. I don't think I'd manage. I don't know what would be easier, pulling them down or ripping the hole open. I'm sure.
Try. We have a lot of customers already tried and works.
Yeah, I should try. I don't know.
But I wear it every day because I have really bad back pain.
Yeah.
So it gives me support and the compression that I need.
Great.
I really need to go to toilet very often, but when I wear the Pliē one, it's like it took me longer to go to toilet because it holds everything.
Oh, good.
And when we go to travel by car or by airplane as well, it's really good for our blood circulation as well.
Right.
So we're feeling fresh in the aeroplane or in the car with our body like not jiggling around.
Sure. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Fantastic. Yeah. So many benefits.
Yep.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah. Yeah. Worth every penny.
Does anybody famous wear them? Are you allowed to tell us about anyone? Apart from me, I'm only joking. And Zoe.
Easy, yes.
No, you don't need to tell us.
Yeah.
I'm not moving. I'm trying not to rock. Well, thank you so much for coming and talking to us
Thanks so
about
much.
your... what are we calling them?
Pliē.
No, I know Pliē,
yes.
but I meant, are we calling them recovery shorts? Are we
Shapewear?
calling them pregnancy wear? What do they come under?
Oh yeah, because we have like pregnancy one and then after pregnancy one. So you can we call it maternity wear and shapewear.
There you go.
So thank you for coming and talking to us about your great maternity wear and shapewear. And for anyone else listening to the podcast or watching the podcast, I will be back on Sunday with
Not me.
Kylie Szabo filling Zoe's seat, chatting all things the beginning of pregnancies.
Yeah. Kylie would be
And things like mum's guilt, anxiety, what if the routine's not working in the early days, and so on. And we'll be chatting for 12 weeks, and then hopefully in 12 weeks' time, or maybe before, Zoe will feel like coming back, telling us her birth story and letting us know how Save Our Sleep's working for her.
Yay.
Or not Save Our Sleep, but how ours is going. You don't have to do Save Our Sleep, but you're trying to. And
Trying my hardest.
when you came to the Singapore confinement, you came to my house for 2 days.
That was good.
And Nathan cooked for you, and all you
Yeah.
and I changed
I got
his nappy,
absolutely
and
spoiled.
you had absolutely brilliant breast milk, and all you had to do was feed your baby, and it just showed.
Yeah.
The routine worked perfectly for 2 days. The breast milk was perfect for 2 days. But then when you go home to reality, when Zoe goes home to 2 toddlers and a husband and a dog and a house and housework and cooking and cleaning and visitors who she's got to look after, it all turns to crap.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's just what happens. So we'll look forward to hearing all about it in a few weeks, Zoe. And thank you, Monica.
Thank you so much.
Thanks
For
so
anyone,
much, Monica.
any of the Save Our Sleep
Yeah.
mums, go and check Monica out at different expos.
Expos
Maybe you
or
can
online.
send us put a tile of where you're going to be, and I'll share it on my Instagram as well. Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you all very much.
Thank you for having me.
Pleasure.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Till next time.
Bye.
You have been listening to the Save Our Sleep podcast, brought to you by the International Baby Whisperer Proprietary Limited. You will find more information about the Save Our Sleep philosophy, product support, and how to watch the mini clips that accompany this podcast at saveoursleep.com. You may find the Save Our Sleep social media accounts by searching Tizzie Hall on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel for all my how-to videos and to watch the podcast. If you enjoyed this podcast, please rate the podcast and share it with your friends. I would like to thank Zoe Starr for co-hosting, Ben at Fundamental Studios Geelong for the amazing podcast recording room, Nick Dale at Primer Films for this production, and most of all, you, the listeners. Without you, there would be no reason for this podcast. Please enjoy, stay safe, and Zoe and I will look forward to chatting with you again next week.